obviously a little weather situation, so we decided to go a little earlier, which was good, and got out there, had a really good day. Guys were flying around, they were excited. I liked the feel of the team. I thought we worked well for the most part together. We don't have pads on, but I thought the guys worked well together, especially O-line, D-line. A lot of stuff that we got to continue to get better at because we do have so many new faces. But I thought it was good. I thought the new coaches handled, the schedule well and kind of getting on the same page with everyone. And I thought today was a really good day. I think we got a chance to be a really good team based off what was out there today. Obviously, there's a lot to get better at, though.
With this being your second year heading into spring practice, how's it different from this year compared to last year with it being your first year?
Yeah, just more carryover. From a coaching standpoint, probably not a ton of change just because, we did have so many guys come with me. But I think just a player-wise, they kind of know how practice is. They know the tempo. We do have new faces, so they're trying to learn and figure it out. And obviously we have a new DC, so the standards and expectations and all that, sometimes put an emphasis on different things. So we're still trying to figure that out. But I feel good. Not a ton of difference from coaches, but I think player-wise, like we know most of the players. We know most of their strengths. It didn't feel like a day one for us. Felt more like probably like a fall camp day one, I guess, compared to last year, just because we have so many returning guys on both sides of the ball that kind of know how to do things.
How much easier does it make your job knowing that now that everyone kind of knows the system? It's not like everyone's learning you're learning them. Everyone now knows the system and all.
Yeah, it helps a lot, and I think now with the rule changes, you can have those OTA walkthroughs and meetings and all that kind of stuff. So that I think that helps too, whether or not you have new faces or not. You just get to be around them and do some more football movements. So I think that's always good. But yeah, it definitely helps.
Focusing on offense, obviously the big question was quarterback, and then Jordan McLeod comes to Texas State. Just what does he bring to this team, and how does he look to help this offense?
Yeah, I think he brings just being around him for the day one of practice. Just today, he's just a veteran guy. He's calm back there. He throws the ball on time. He throws the ball with great anticipation. He's very smart. He processes very well. Once again, he's only been here for a little bit of time, and he went out there and was money. So, obviously Coach Leftwich does a good job with those guys, and all three of those guys were really prepared and ready to go for day one. But I thought you could just tell he's played in a lot of big-time games. He has a ton of experience. He's been around a bunch of really good coaches, and so I thought he was really good on day one.
Can you take us behind the scenes, like how we got able to kind of bring him back to San Marcos?
Yeah, it was one of those situations where we recruited him for a while. I actually recruited him when I was at UIW. He was leaving, I believe, South Florida, and he got in the portal, and Lindsey had just thrown for 71 touchdowns, and I thought, very similar games, and so obviously that didn't last very long. He ended up going somewhere else, but I did recruit him, and so I had his number still and all that kind of stuff, and so able to get him in those second 8-week classes, which was huge. So I think for us, that was like our compliance and administration, and everyone was on board on helping us getting him in here, which was awesome. And we couldn't have done it without those people, and so that was awesome to see. And Jordan was great. He was able to get here on short notice and make it work. And we obviously had to recruit him, and there were some hurdles as far as some certain things go. But he's good now. There's always that's one good thing about and bad thing about the NCAA. They're changing rules all the time. So if you're not on top of those rules, you can get kind of left behind. And our compliance does an unbelievable job keeping us updated on the rules. and there was a slight rule change, and we were able to get him here very quickly afterwards.
With this offense, we're turning a lot of starters. We got Ishmati, Joey Hobart, and then also Barrick Neely bringing over his 2 running backs. So what does this offense need to do to take that next step forward?
I think just be more consistent. Something that we've harped on is making the easy plays easy, making the routines routine, and then ball security. Those are the things that we've really focused on. Obviously, there's other goals and other things we're working on, but those 2 things that when I stand in front of the offense, when I stand in front of the team, those are the things I'm talking about when I'm talking about offense. There's just no excuse for the way we turned the ball over last year. You're not going to be able to win a championship like that. We had really good moments, really good plays, really good quarters, really good games, but the consistency, and it was year one, like that happens, I guess, in year one, but that's not really the standard and how we want to operate as an offense. And we did some really good things. Our numbers were awesome, and we set records and all that, but I think every week, me and Coach Leftwich would sit on there on Sunday and be a little frustrated certain games just because we turned the ball over too many times, or there was things out there that we have to get better at. And a lot of that had to do with being year one, have so many new faces and all that. But I think whoever the quarterback is, whoever the running back is, the O-line, everyone plays a part of that. Coaches play a part in that. So we've been putting a huge emphasis on the ball security and the details and the discipline, and I thought that showed. I think someone like Coach Morris has done a great job with that. He has, just because he's been around obviously some of the best offenses in college football history and how you operate and the small details, and I think he's been great for those receivers and great for the whole room and great for the whole offense and just demanding it and being the same guy every day. So he's been awesome.
Speaking of new coaches, Chad Morris and Barrick Neely joining the staff, just what did they add to the offensive staff as a whole?
Yeah, I talked a little bit about Coach Morris. I think Barrick has been awesome. He's obviously he played here and is legend here, and I've known him for a while, just meeting him at different camps. And I didn't know he played at Texas State then until I got the job here and people talk about him. But, be able to get him here has been awesome. He's a sponge. He's an awesome person, a tremendous coach, has great relationships with the players. He's been someone for me, like, obviously I'm head coach, I'm the boss, but I gravitate towards him, and I would say that we're becoming friends, and so that's been cool to see. And he's just an awesome dude and great recruiter, very reliable. He's been a home run so far. I talked a little bit about Coach Morris, but Coach Morris to me is just a special person. Obviously, my first interaction with him was when I was at Tulsa as a quarterback, and we go 5-7 the year before. He comes in, we go 10-3. I'm the conference player of the year, and really changed the way I played quarterback and the outlook of my career, really. And someone that I've always kept in touch with. I went up to Clemson and went up and spent, I think, almost 2 weeks there. I got signed by the Philadelphia Eagles when I was up there in Clemson. They called me from up there, and so we got great stories about that. I went and worked for him at SMU in Arkansas. His wife, his kids are like family to me. So it's been pretty cool just having Coach Morris back around, and a lot of the things that we do are because of Coach Morris, just because of our practices or the way we recruit or certain things that I say. So that's been cool to see, and he's just a great sounding board and someone that I really trust. And I was telling my wife or somebody just like, you forget sometimes, because when you're a head coach, you don't get to see him run the room every day. You don't get to see him do those position drills every day. And now getting him back with the receivers and seeing how he works with those guys, you're like, oh, damn, that guy's a good coach. You see that every day. So that's been really fun for me to see. And I think our receivers are they really enjoy him. He has a real relationship with those guys. I think they went out to eat last night. It's just he's that perfect blend of, he's been a legendary Texas high school coach, and he's been the SEC head coach, and he's kind of brought that experience and that wisdom and all that to Texas State. So he's been a home run as well.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Coach. Coming off an impressive season last year, what do you think will need to be done this year to prepare for this upcoming fall season?
Yeah, I think for us the biggest thing we've talked about is the discipline aspect on in all three phases. And I think obviously you have year one and you do some really good things, but and I think those guys know like that winning 8 games is great, and winning the bowl game is great, and that's some of our goals that we have, but the conference championship is our goal, and to do that we have to get better every day, and I think a lot of that has to do with the discipline aspect. And I'm not talking staying on sides. It's ball security like we talked about. It's being in your right alignment, knowing your assignment on every play.
Mm-hmm.
I think being more simple on in all three phases can help with that, because we do have really good players, and I think this year not having to bring in whatever we did, I don't even know how many players, all the new faces, like we were able to be like, okay, we feel like this is a position of need, let's go get this position and really load this room up. And I think that's helped us on day one of spring ball. You can kind of see that, like we're very talented in a lot of areas, and we hit on a lot of our guys that we brought in.
Okay, gotcha. And speaking of those areas, is there any sort of positions or areas of the team that you're focusing on during spring practices to prepare for this upcoming season?
I think it always starts with the quarterback. Obviously, you have new faces back there, and I thought day one was probably, I would say, outstanding for day one. Now, we didn't do a ton. We did some 7-on-7 and some team, but I thought those guys were outstanding. And so I would say offense, just the quarterback position. Defense, I think we have some new faces on defense. I think people would point to probably the linebacker as the most, but man, I feel pretty good about those guys. D-line, I feel really good about. I think we have a chance to be a pretty special defense. So I think we have the pieces in place on defense. Now we just got to bring it together and put the right guys in the right spot and get Dex comfortable being a DC and the ins and outs of that. But I thought since Dex has taken over and the guys we have, I thought it's been a pretty smooth transition and a really good day one for the defense.
For sure.
Coach, just coming in, knowing next season, I believe the president actually made it public yesterday that the game against Arizona State going to have national television coverage. Can you talk about what that means for the team and maybe how excited they are to be playing on national TV?
Yeah, I think it was fitting yesterday having pro day the same day that got announced, because we don't have the national televised games like that Thursday versus Arizona State, or the Troy game. I'm sure there'll be some other games that get picked up along the way. I think we have one more, Louisiana, a Tuesday or whatever that is. So you're talking probably, when it's all said and done, 4 to 5 national television games, and I think it's very fitting because we wouldn't have those games without those guys, those seniors yesterday at pro day, kind of laying the foundation. So I think we do play an exciting brand of football. I promised that when I got here, and I think that will continue. People are going to want to watch us play. We can beat anyone at any time, any Saturday, Thursday, Tuesday, doesn't matter. We have a really good brand of football, really good team, really good coaches. So I think it's an exciting time to be a Texas State Bobcat, and it's definitely exciting for me.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Coach Dex become the new defense coordinator. Just what does he add as that position, and with him being the head man at the defense?
Yeah, he's. I've always known. Obviously, I played with Dex, and he was always kind of the captain, leader of the defense. Even more after I left, but you could kind of see that, and so I saw him come in as a freshman, being 6'5", 100, and I don't know what he was listed at. I always joke about it. There was no way he was more than 150 pounds. I mean, and then the way he transitioned, and he played as a true freshman, started as a true freshman on a really good football team. So, I've always known Dex has been different, and being able to pull him from the CFL and get him to UIW with me, I thought that was a great moment for him, and kind of coming in being pretty green and trying to figure it all out. And you saw the jump from the time he got to UIW to the end of UIW. And I think from the time he got to Texas State to the end of this year, you could just kind of say, he was ready. And I interviewed a ton of people. But in the back of my mind, I was always like, Dex is probably going to be the guy unless someone just blows me away. And Dex was just he just is a great fit for us. We didn't have to change too much schematically. It means something to him, and Dex he's just a winner, and I think that helped me feel comfortable. The kids love him, the players love him, the coaches love him, and I think so far it's been an easy, smooth transition. And one thing about Dex that I really appreciate as a head coach, that he listens really well. Like, I'm an offensive head coach, but when I give suggestions and when we meet in there and do all that, he listens extremely well, and I think that's going to pay off for us.
Coach, we all know about the new playoff format and everything this year. Are there any expectations for the team that you have set, like we talked about, a lot of returning faces here, and what you guys were able to accomplish last year, great things, trying to build upon that? Are there any expectations that you have upon the team?
I think our expectations on ourselves are always going to be extremely high. I think right now, the only expectation and goal that we have is getting better every day. So we got to get better tomorrow than we were today. And so I think that's kind of where our mindset is right now. I think after the spring, we get into the summer, we get to fall camp, we'll kind of lay out our goals. But hey, it's you're a competitor, and with our team, we're going to, our goal is to win every game we play. So if that puts us in the playoffs, great. If it doesn't, then control what we can control.
Okay. Speaking of, fall will be here before you
Yeah.
know it. How do you use the remaining of the time to get ready for this upcoming fall?
Yeah, I think it starts with this, the spring and winter conditioning program. Now we're in spring ball. So we'll go through that phase. We'll take a little bit of break, let them finish their finals, and then we'll get right into the summer strength and conditioning program. And once again, you can do a little bit more with them in the summertime. So we'll have our football time that we'll get to do with them in the summer. And like you said, fall camp will be here before you know it. So I think for us is like I said, just getting better every day, getting bigger, stronger, faster from a sports science perspective, and then going out there and playing Lamar.
Looking at defense, obviously you got to replace a lot of numerous starters. I know at running back you have to replace 2 starters. Just what are some concerns about the defense, and how do you look to improve it?
I really don't have any concerns about the defense as far as from a personnel standpoint. I think we'll be better personnel-wise on defense than we were last year. I think we have some really good players. I think we just have to get them up to speed and like I said, just bring those guys together. We got tremendous players on defense. I think our back end this year has a chance to be pretty special. I think our front 7 has a chance to be really special. Now we got some guys banged up and that kind of stuff that won't be going through spring, but they'll be back once the season starts. So I think that'll probably – my biggest concern with the defense is making sure the guys are ready to go for summer workouts and getting ready for fall camp is probably my biggest concern.
What does this defense need to do to improve on last season?
I think third down is what really sticks out to me. Third down defense. I think our football IQ has to continue to get better. But I think that comes with the way we're going to do some things on defense this year. I think some of the things that Coach Dex is bringing to the table, I think we'll be able to do that. We're still going to be aggressive. We're still going to blitz. We're still going to do all those things, and that's part of the defense. But if you ask me one thing or 2 things that I'm like, all right, this is what we got to do better at, is third down defense and our football intelligence.
Coming off an 8-5 season, first bowl game in program history, first bowl win, what does that do to set the bar, setting the standard here in your first year and having these players buy in?
Yeah, I think, like I said, there's a lot of momentum going on right now. We have a bunch of really good players, really good coaches. They know the expectations. I think today you could just feel it. Like this is a veteran team that's ready to go. Now we have to get improve in a lot of areas, and we do have some new faces like you brought up. But man, we're gonna be ready. I know that. We just got to get them there.
Now, I know a lot of the media people are kind of feeding to the narrative of like, this team has a chance to compete for a conference championship. I know, as Coach Saban says, like it's the right poison. That kind of. How do you, I guess, temper like the players' expectations, as you're saying, just focusing on just getting better every day?
Yeah, I think we've tried to do that, and I think that is something we're focused on because we do have tons of room for improvement. We got to get better in so many areas, but I think we have a good plan for that. And anytime, for me, like, feel like we have the personnel to get there, now it's on us as coaches to get it out of them and demand it every day in practice. So I'm excited about that.
Just looking around the facility, obviously a lot of improvements going on. We're seeing the new weight room being built. Just how excited does it feel like all this progress that President Danfis and Don Coria have been talking about getting this football program where it needs to be, and now you're seeing kind of the work being done? Yeah,
I think it's one of those deals where it's a little bit of an inconvenience right now, but it's good. It's a good problem to have. Like we can show the recruits this, and I think when it's all said and done, obviously our space in the weight room, our space down here, it's going to be tremendous, and it's the donors, the administration, everybody coming together and getting this done is just going to be huge for us, and just really excited about where it's going. Now, me as a coach, I got to all right, where are we meeting today? And think we got to be able to kind of figure out what we're doing as far as that meeting space-wise. But besides that, it's awesome.
We got the new NCAA game coming out this year. I know you when you were at Tulsa, you had a chance to play it yourself, but for a lot of these players, this is the first time, they're being in a video game. How does it make you feel like these players get the chance to have the same experience that a lot of these people never had to play as yourself at him?
Yeah, when I was at Tulsa, I think I was like a 93, 91 maybe, I don't know. You'll have to check it out. I had one of those stars around me, so check that out and figure out my rating. But I remember when I got to Texas for the first time. So I signed at high school. The game came out. I remember going to get it. I think it came out real late. Going to get it, playing it, and I think I was number 10, but my number was 11, but they didn't have that set up yet, or it was 11. I don't remember exactly, but it was like 6'2", 207, and I just remember that this is awesome. Obviously, you couldn't have your name back then, and I don't think you could do like the whole online, like put your, that wasn't a thing yet, but it was. And then at Tulsa, every year kind of got better, and seniors, like that was really cool. So yeah, I'm super excited for these guys. Like I think the NCAA video game is awesome. I'm excited to play it and get it, and like we better be good on there. You know what I'm saying? Like they better have the guys on there right, and their rankings and their speed. Like it's probably his fault if not. Like we gotta get it right. Like. I'm excited to play it and do this dynasty with it. Hopefully it's still got the dynasty mode and all that.
You didn't say your Texas rating though. What was your Texas rating?
My Texas rating was probably terrible. I don't remember that. Probably in the 50s. But